Welcome to Joe Code, everybody. I am your host, Joe Marisi. This episode of Joe Code is brought to you by BetterHelp. Your mind is one of the most important parts of your body. Our sponsor, BetterHelp, provides customized and affordable online therapy, so it's never been easier to prioritize your mental health. Joe Code listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Joe Code. That's BETTERHELP.com/Joe Code. Thank you, BetterHelp. And here we are, Friday night, recording the podcast. That's why there is a beer here. I've got a beer in my hand, ready to go. I know that this comes out on Monday. You're going to be listening to it Monday morning. You're like, this guy is drinking on a Monday. No, I'm not drinking on a Monday morning. It's Friday night. Cheers, everybody. Good morning, cheers. How about that? Don't drink in the morning. But it's Friday night. I'm recording. It's a bit of a freaky Friday. There was a scare before this. There was a cockroach that came at me after my shower tonight. It was hiding in the shower curtain. I've never seen this before. And then I murdered him with my garbage can. I go to get out of the shower. I fling open the shower curtains. I see something in the corner of my eye like flying. I'm like, whoa, what was that? And I look down, and there's this giant cockroach, which was about the size of my cock, by the way. It was very big. And is that why they call them that anyways? Cockroaches? Do guys look at that like, oh, that roach there, it's about the size of my cock. Call it a cockroach. Is that a bad joke? I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
I'm googling it.
It's not gonna be the answer to that. But anyways, this fucking guy, this thing flew. It's not the way I wanted to start Friday night because then I had to. It was a whole thing. So I'm glad we started later than usual because I had to clean up the murder scene that I caused. I have this wastebasket. It's like one of the ones you get at Target. I don't know. It's like tin or something. It was in the bathtub. I just took it. It was full of my Kleenex and stuff, and I just held it up and just dropped it on them. Boom, done. You're supposed to kill those things, right?
Yeah, they can spread disease.
Okay, yeah. Ugh.
I pulled up the etymology of cockroach here.
What does it say?
The name cockroach comes from the Spanish term cucaracha,
Oh,
which derives from the Latin blata, an insect that shines the light.
yeah. Okay. What light? What is it? A god shines what light? All right. All right. We're not going to get into insects. I feel like I'm in college. I'm going to fail. So we're not going to talk about that. Gary, you didn't remind me last week that we have an email on this podcast. We didn't talk about any emails. Please email us, folks, at joecodepodcast@gmail.com. Where were you on that one, Gary?
I was not aware.
I mean, you act like I haven't existed in your life before 2 weeks ago. Is that right?
I wasn't aware of the email.
Well, it's a popular email. We get emails from Hong Kong, Austria. This is a global podcast. This is All Things Comedy Network. Okay, it's professional. As soon as you finish building the rest of the set, we'll be good to go.
Hey, I do have more of the wall behind me
Oh, yeah, there is a little bit more
assembled.
wood. Yeah, good job. Nice work. But, yeah, I wanted to because I last week, I was so worried about getting things off the ground here in Austin. I totally neglected my fans and their emails, and, um and so we're gonna get to some. How about that? Um, a guy asked me for advice on selling stuff when moving, like what to use. I used Facebook Marketplace to sell all my stuff. I don't know if I would recommend that. The best thing about it was free, but then you have everyone's lowballing you. I don't know. I would instead of selling your stuff, I would just burn it. Just burn your stuff, get new stuff, get a higher paying job and get better stuff because it was such a headache. And then people have to come to your house. There's people that I gave my address to and then they didn't show up. I don't know, they're going to come murder the next people that live there. It's a whole thing. I wouldn't do it. Um and then well, here's the general consensus. I think people moving on from that, I think people thought when I moved here that there was going to be a lull in my podcasts. Like, this is an email I got. Hey man, going to miss listening to the pod for a bit. Hoping you get set up quickly in Texas. Yeah, I did immediately. No, people that's the thing too. I got like some of those messages like people thought like I was going away. I'm not going away. You cannot stop the determined man. I gave myself a couple weeks to get set up. I met Gary, and the rest is history. And we're here. We're here at Faust. What is it? Faust Studios,
Faust TV.
Faust TV Studios, here in Austin, Texas. It's great. Yeah, I got it. I also got this email from this guy offering to help. He offered to help me move. So too bad.
From California to
No, yeah, I
Texas.
don't know what he's even talking about. He's like, I got a mid-sized SUV. Mid-size. What's that gonna do? I need a full size. But yeah, I didn't bring any stuff, so I didn't need help moving. Yeah, I wasn't gonna lug a couch fucking through Arizona, New Mexico in a
3,000
in a
miles.
U-Haul. Yeah, but yeah, we have a fan from Hong Kong that sent some music, and I listened to it and I liked it, and I think it could possibly be some. There could be some Joe Code intro music in the future. Um, and then this guy gets on the payroll, right? Do we have to pay him?
Uh, I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
If
he's
it's
in
a
Hong
fan
Kong. He's like,
submission.
hey, come find me. I don't think he's gonna make his way over here, right? I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll come after us. But um, so Gary, how are you? Anything going on in your personal life you want to talk about, or no?
No, nothing I want to talk about.
All right, that's cool. I like keeping things bottled up. Also, it leads to depression. So keep it inside. Nice going. Um, oh yeah, our main email themes, by the way, Gary, the hot topics that I like to discuss, you should know this, are food, beer, and men. Emails about those three topics are take priority.
Men?
Yeah, just things having to do with men. You got a problem? So food, beer, and men. Those are priority emails. You can email about anything, but of course, those are like my areas of expertise.
What do you mean, men?
Anything about men, like our behavior, or whatever. Don't ask. these kind of questions. Just go along with it and assume that I know what I'm doing. So don't say, "What do I mean, men?" I mean anything. What do you mean? Yeah, you don't even know what you're talking about.
I
Guys over there
I
flipping the switches. Just keep touching the buttons. I So why don't we go into this? So this is a thing for my place that I've noticed lately. We're gonna go into our first segment for this show. We're gonna go into this sucks for this week, and this sucks, ladies and gentlemen, is sloppy painting. My last place I was at, and now my new place. Each time they painted, there's white dots all over the floor. This sucks. Be a better painter. Take pride in your work. Okay. I used to do painting. My uncle owned a painting or he ran the company. He was a family owned business, but he ran it, CEO of a painting and drywall company, and I was very slow. They would get mad at me for being slow, but you know what? I did quality work. And maybe you idiots should too. These people painting my apartment I'm paying all this rent and I got white dots all over the floor and I'm murdering cockroaches in the bathtub. White dots. Do you know what I mean? Bad painting, bad quality. I have to get my loose change. I have to get a nickel and go around scraping the floor because I see it. It's sloppy. It's very noticeable on the fake wood floor and the fucking bathroom tiles. So, I don't like that. I really don't. I here's something else that's interesting is I'm at a level of like very low, like very low level fame where I do get recognized. It's always by guys, and it's always, and this is what they do. They stare at me. I always get stared at. I'll be out at a bar or something, and I'll notice a guy just staring at me. Just just got this heavy gaze staring right through me, and it's like I know that this guy knows me, and he just is like afraid to say something. And then I hate when guys say this, like, "Oh, like you're that guy." No, you know who I am. You know my name. Okay, it's Joe. It's a very easy name. Don't say you're that guy. Don't pull over your car when I'm walking home and be like, "Oh, you're that guy." And then they'll be like, "Wait, who are you again?" Don't pretend that you don't know. You clearly recognize me, so you know who I am.
Somebody pulled their car over
Yeah, when I was
to talk to
walking.
you.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, you're that guy." But then and then other times I'll just be at a bar and the guy will just be staring at me. And I'm like, "Oh, this guy and then they'll finally like build up the courage to come up to me. It's like they're like a guy trying to ask a girl to dance or something in 7th grade. So, but that's fun. Gary, and you'll get recognized soon too. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So that's cool.
Well, I'm still thinking about this guy that pulled over
Yeah,
to talk to you. That's kind of creepy,
it
right?
is. Yeah. It is creepy. But I'm used to it by now because I've done a lot of the Chad and JT, and those guys are huge. Going deep podcast. This podcast is big. It's global. We get emails from Hong Kong. Who else gets that? I mean, Come on. Give me a break. Um, what are your thoughts on construction workers riding scooters? I don't want to see it in my town. What do you? Because I saw it. It wasn't vibing right.
It doesn't match up
Yeah, it doesn't match up with who they are.
and what they do.
Yeah, it's not. Especially like when they ride like the limes with the neon. No, I mean, I didn't want to see that. I want to see you guys in F-150s and cat calling.
Well, if I see a construction worker riding a scooter to work, more than likely that means that they're a low level worker because they don't bring tools with them.
Yeah, yeah, that's pussy stuff. Where's your tools? Yeah, yeah, you tell him, Gary. Um, all right, I'm gonna get into. I'd like to get into Joe code for this week, and then we will go into the ad. So, Joe code for this week, ladies and gentlemen. This is our mid segment of the podcast. Joe code for this week is: I will always pour the chip crumbs down my throat out of the bag. This is something I will do. I've done when I was a kid. I'll do it now. I'll do it when I'm 70. If I'm eating a bag of chips, when it gets to the bottom, the crumbs, I will always tip the bag and eat the crumbs. I'll do it. I do it in the lobby at the hotel that I work at. I don't care. I'll do it anywhere. And that is a code that I live by. Those chips, crumbs, will always be poured down my throat. So, with that now. All right. Once again, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Check them out at BetterHelp. That's HELP, betterhelp.com/Joe code. The best way to think about therapy is through a bunch of analogies. We get our cars tuned up to prevent bigger issues down the road. We get annual checkups and go to the gym to maintain physical wellness and prevent injury and disease. We do chores regularly to avoid a giant mess of a house. Going to therapy, Going to therapy is like all of these. It's routine maintenance for your mental health, for your mental and emotional wellness to prevent bigger issues down the road. Going to therapy doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Why invest in everything else and not your mind? This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Joe Code listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Joe Code. That's BETTERHELP.com/Joe Code. Thanks again, BetterHelp. Ugh. Nothing like an ice cold Miller Lite. You know where that's from, don't you?
Miller is from the Anheuser-Busch family.
Yeah, but what city? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Wow. Wow is towards you. Why don't you know that?
I was going to say that.
Well, took you too long. So where was it? Oh yeah, we did the construction. Oh yeah, here's okay, let's go to some more emails. Don't forget, joecodepodcast@gmail.com. Keep them coming. I read all of them. I've got plenty of time on my hands. So yeah, I like workout questions. Here's one. What do you think about body weight workouts versus lifting weights? I'm a big body weight guy. I have That's all I really do. I like to do that. Yeah, lifting weights I haven't really done much in years. Body weight stuff is all I need. I like to just maintain uh a lot of I don't want to build muscle. I can bulk up too quick. No need for that. How about you, Gary?
I like a mixture.
Okay.
I also make sure to always include compound exercises,
What is that?
things that work multiple muscle groups simultaneously.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Have you ever done yoga?
No. Thought about it, I just never no one really invited me to do it.
I did it
You could
once.
do it at home, right?
Yeah.
You did it once. Why'd you stop?
A girl was teaching me how to do it.
Yeah.
I only did it because she was hot.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Cheers to that. Yeah, I would do that too.
Oh, but I will say it was actually pretty difficult.
Yeah,
It
that's what
was
I hear.
strenuous.
Yeah, and in hot yoga, I guess that could really get you as well.
How hot do the temperatures get?
I think it's like a sauna. Nah, maybe not. I don't know.
Sounds like that could be dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that hot. It's probably like 75. I don't know. Room temperature. I prefer room temperature yoga.
75 isn't hot at all.
Yeah, it's good enough. You know. Oh yeah, and this guy also asked, like what would you do in an outdoor survival situation? Like, how would you handle evading a bear attack or surviving a week lost in the mountains? Surviving a bear attack, I'd be like, hey, I'm a fan of you guys. I'm a Bears fan. You could see it on my hat. I love you. I love bears. Don't attack me. Okay. I'm your biggest fan, Mr. Bear.
Who's your
And that's
favorite
easy.
bear?
Bear player currently or all time?
All time. I have a
Uh,
favorite.
oh, that's cool. Honestly, that I've seen play is, I would say, Charles Tillman. Like, Walter Payton's awesome. He's the legend. Like him, Brian Urlacher, and Tillman are my three favorites all time. But Tillman, probably my favorite. Yeah. Who's yours? That's cool that you.
My dad was a huge Bears fan growing
Yeah.
up.
Oh, good.
I spent a summer in Chicago too, and during that time, I kind of dug into some of the history of the Bears franchise.
Yeah.
I personally like Walter Payton and Jim McMahon.
Nice. Yeah, McMahon. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cool. Nice. That's awesome. That's perfect for this podcast, Gary, knowing your Bears stuff. That's what I'm fucking talking about. How about surviving a week lost in the mountains? I mean, I would just keep trekking. Just don't give up. Just keep moving. Just stay on your feet. But again, but if you're lost in the mountains, can't you like look? If you're high up, wouldn't you see like, oh, there's a cabin over there. I could see it, and then you just go to it.
I think there's some more variables we would need to know about that scenario.
Yeah, if I'm in the mountains, I'm high up. I could see. Hey, there's the water. I need to get to that water to drink it. Hey, there's coyotes. Don't go to them. They're gonna do something. Or mountain lions, probably in the mountains.
I mean, that question's not the best question.
Yeah, well, hey, don't insult my fans. But no, I know what you're saying. It's hard for me to put myself in those kind of situations because I know it's something that would never happen to me. I'm not really good. I'm not that good with hypotheticals.
Have you ever been hiking in a mountain?
I mean, I do a lot of hiking. Like in LA, I did a lot of hiking, but not like with a backpack. It's always just like an hour long thing.
Like a day hike on a
Yeah,
trail?
I don't go on a trek. Like I know a guy that'll take a backpack and he's got a sack full of stuff.
Well, when you you read that question, I immediately thought of, like a Mount Everest snowy situation.
Yeah, my mind goes to like that creepy or scary stuff, like
Something.
Alive, that movie,
What's that?
the song Pearl Jam song. It's about the plane that crashed in the mountains.
I didn't know that.
All right. You got to start learning stuff. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. I'm not here to stump you. What is this? Stump Gary podcast? You never heard of that? Do you know the Pearl Jam song "Alive"?
I've heard this song. I was talking
It's like
about the movie.
well, yeah, it's about that as well. Yeah, "Alive" is it's the plane. It's I think it was a soccer team or something. All right, so the here's something fun. So I got this king size bed, right? So the thing about the bed, it's so big. I've slept with laundry on it the last few nights. I've been too tired to fold the laundry the last 3 nights. Pushed it to the other side and slept comfortably. There's a lot of room there. All right, I'll think of a better story. I don't know. I thought that was a cool story.
I mean, I do the same thing often.
Yeah, I just been so tired. It's like I'm doing this day gig again. And it's like tonight, this Friday night, we're recording, and it's like it's kind of cool that Friday is Friday again. Like before, I was just every day was like the same. So now it's like I have weekends back. So I'm into that. All right. I wanted to talk about kicking rocks as I walk, but we're not going to talk about that because it's not going to go anywhere. But it does get obnoxious sometimes when I don't know if I need to pick my feet up more. But I kicked one and like it almost hit like this guy, and he was like sitting. He was sitting on a bench, and I'm walking, just like it looked like I was like trying to take him out. I don't know. There's too many rocks here. So, all right, let's talk now. This is great for this week. our final segment of the show. This is great. And this is the manager at Taco Bell who let me dine in there last night. So there was a big struggle to get food last night. I go to the Taco Bell and it's 7:30 at night and the lobby door is closed. I walk up there to pull on the door. Just it's locked. I mean, I can't get in. And I'm waving at the people. I'm like, because I see other people sitting in there. And I guess it was just like some of the kids of the workers. But they're like, no, we're closed. I was like, and I go like this. I'm like, I was pointing at I'm like, what time do you close? It was 7:30 at night. And then the manager comes up, opens the door, talk to me. I'm like, okay, hey man, so just so I know for the future, when do you guys close? He's like, well, I don't have any late night people right now. All these people are going home at 8. I'm like, okay. He's like, why don't you go through the drive-through? I'm like, because I don't have a car, man. So I guess fast food is out for me. You don't have a car, no fast food. They don't want you walking into the dining room. It's beyond absurd to be closed. Like Wendy's, I was trying to go to Wendy's. The sign's blacked out. The sign's off at 7:00. Was my grandma in the place? She's already in bed. Why is it the sign is blacked out? I don't understand what's going on where I live, but hey, Wendy's and Taco Bell is hiring people. Late night shifts. Who wants them? I'd like a freaking cheesy gordita crunch at 7:30 at night. Is that too much to freaking ask?
Is this over on Riverside?
Yeah, it is on Riverside.
That's why.
Why?
Because that's a rough part of town.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for telling my whole family that I live in a whole rough part of town. No, but where I live is nice, right?
Yeah, where you live is nice.
That's like a little bit down the road.
Down the road, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that wasn't in the brochure of the.
Well, also
building.
there's a labor shortage right now.
Yeah.
So
a labor shortage, or people don't want to work.
People don't want to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what it is. That's what the guy was telling me. He's like, yeah, but he's like, starting next week, he's like, I got 2 people to work till 2 a.m., so we're gonna be open. I'm like, I'll be able to come in because I don't have a car. I need to come inside here and eat. I need to be able to walk through the door and go up to the counter and order food and then sit down at one of the fucking 30 tables that you guys got and eat at one of these tables. Otherwise, what are those prop tables? I'm coming in and I'm eating inside. Wendy's, Taco Bell. I'm coming. I'm eating in. What?
They don't. The reason is because you can't walk through the drive-through, basically.
Yeah, like some psychopath. Yeah.
I think that's just a liability thing.
There was a McDonald's in Wrigleyville in Chicago that had a walk-up window. More places need to have that. Because there's people on foot. Not everyone has a car. So. All right. Well, I think I made my point clear on that. Yeah, there's a labor shortage. But yeah, now I'm a job recruiter. Hey, everybody. Wendy's is hiring on Riverside Drive in Austin, Texas. And so is Taco Bell, which is right next door. There's also a Popeyes right there, but the Popeyes is open. They are fully staffed. But Wendy's, Taco Bell, apply today. I'm sure you could walk in, and as long as you're breathing, you will get hired on the spot. So, any emails, any questions from Gary before we close the show?
I do have one question.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why didn't you just eat at the Popeyes if it was open?
I didn't want Popeyes. I didn't want chicken, or I didn't want like that. I had burger on my mind, so Wendy's was first, and then I was like, okay, I'll settle for. And then I had Taco Bell was the backup. I was like, Popeyes wasn't even in my thoughts, so that was out of the question. So I hope that answers that.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, all right. Well, yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. We we'll get to some more emails next time. But yeah, again, please email. Let's let's hit hard on food, beer, and men. Joe Code Podcast at gmail.com. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Joe Code, and I'm Joe Marisi. Thanks.